We're going to look at graphing linear equations using intercepts here. And we can graph any type of linear equation or line by identifying intercepts. And when we're talking about intercepts, what we mean is an intercept essentially is where a line crosses, we'll say something for the moment. We'll change this here in a minute. Okay. So if we were thinking about this, the x-intercept is where a line crosses the x-axis, and y-intercept, I know this will surprise you, but it's where the line crosses the y-axis. So if we get a little graph over here, a little tiny graph. Okay, there's our file, it's a straight line. Alright, so here's our little graph. If we had a line, let's say, and 2 points on that line, 1 point is here, 1 point is up here. These are our intercepts. This is where the line, draw the line in here. This is where the line crosses the y-axis, and this is where the line crosses the x-axis. These are our intercepts. Now, we think about this, we can look at what the ordered pair is for each of these. If we look here, we're 2 on the x and 0 on the y, so this is 2, 0. And up here, 1, 2, 3 on the y and 0 on the x, so 0, 3. So when we're talking about intercepts, we're talking about really where a line crosses something in a sense. When we talk about the x-intercept, we're talking about where it crosses the x-axis. And the y-intercept, we're talking about where it crosses the y-axis. Okay? Now, one thing we need to note here is our y-intercept, if we look at this for a minute, we need to recognize or see the x value is 0. And in the x-intercept, our y value is 0. And this is going to be important for us to know, because this is always going to be true. Our x-intercept will always have a y value of 0. Our y-intercept will always have an x value of 0. And the reason that this matters is because this allows us to use these intercepts to graph a line. Okay? So let's say we have a line. Let's say we do y equals 2x plus 4. Now this isn't in standard notation. Maybe we'll put one in standard notation here because that's what we talked about. 2x plus y equals 4. We'll do it like that. Now, if we want to graph this line by intercepts, then what we need to do and recognize is for the x-intercept, the y value is 0. For the y value, or for the y-intercept, the x value is 0. So if we said here, what happens when x is 0 in this equation? Well, we'd have 2 times 0 plus y equals 4. So we have 0 plus y equals 4. Y is equal to 4. So that means basically when x is 0, y is 4, we have 1 point, 0, 4. This would be our y-intercept, 1, 2, 3. So it would be right here. Now let's look at what the x-intercept to be. To find the x-intercept, we put 0 in for y, because when we have an x-intercept, remember, our y value is 0. So when y is equal to 0, we'll use 2x plus 0 equals 4. And of course you should know 2x is equal to 4, x is equal to 2. So when y is 0, x is 2, so now we have another point, 2, 0. So if we go 2, 0 on x, there's 2 points. We can draw a line here, and we've graphed a line now, using intercepts. So let's look at another, maybe not an example, but let's look at a couple situations here that we might see. If we look at it and say, okay, here's another graph, and we're going to say in this instance, what if we have a line like this? If we have a line like that, what are our intercepts? Well, if we look at it and say, okay, this line crosses, or the x is -2 and the y is 0. So for our x-intercept, we're going to have -2, 0. And for our y-intercept, if we look here, 1, 2, 3, 4 positive on the y, 0 on the x, and 0, 4. So not only can we graph a line using the intercepts, but we can also figure out the intercepts from a line when we see it on a graph. Let's do one more here, because I want to make sure everybody's okay with the graphing using intercepts. Okay, so this one will do a little different one. Let's say x minus 2, let's do 3x minus 2y is equal to 6. So, in this case, if we say x is equal to 0, this will give us our y-intercept, and if we put that in, we get 0 minus 2y is equal to 6. Negative 2y is 6, so y is -3. So one point we have is 0, -3. So 0 on the x, -3 on the y, 1, remember negative, we're going down. So there's our y-intercept. Now what about the x-intercept? Well, we want to say y is equal to 0. In this case, we get 3x minus 0 equals 6. 3x is equal to 6, x is equal to 2. So we have another point here of 2, 0 in our xy values. So when y is 0, x is 2. There's our other point, and we can connect them. And that's really all there is to graphing a line using intercepts. So hopefully this helped out. I'll be back in the next video, and meantime, have a good one. Bye.